hammering, and the whole concept of an architect is very new in a lot of African cultures because it just hasn't been a discipline. There isn't even a word for it. It's probably, I trained the first generation of African architects 20 years ago. The first batch were only doing architecture because they couldn't get into other courses. Now you're getting people from art schools and that who are really good. And I'm saying to them, you need to start with Mesopotamia and the Greeks, and you need to go through all of that, and you must have a good look at the Egyptians, but then you must reconnect in an informed way with the broader Africa and what your situation is and what your culture is, and have a look at how different cultures do things. And then by all means run a theory course that deals with local architecture, be it Thai or whatever it is. But you need to be transforming about it. You're not gonna grow if you just know 150 Thai temples. It's not going to teach you anything more than the value in craft, because you can't emulate it. It's too literal.
Yeah, that's true.
So you have to then play leapfrog with that. And for me, the examples are the urban fabric and how you've adapted in an urban way to different lifestyles. So you've got to find your own way. And we have an immense challenge in teaching to do that. As we have an immense challenge to get students to understand, to learn the grammar of architecture so you can speak the language of architecture, which is universal. And you must also learn, you must just learn, that intuition and that are part of it. It's not a textbook thing. And also the more you design, the better you get. The more you draw, the better you get. It's not something that you can't be removed from design and just do theory, because you're not going to be good at what you do. It's like practicing the piano. You don't get better by going to do a theory course on music. You get better by playing the piano. So you've just got to dive in the deep end and do it. And you've got good examples from John Lynn and that, and your thesis subjects that you're doing, and I think the lead you were given by the discussants at the particular School of Architecture, I've never seen that. It's brilliant, the decision that you take a Thai student and you say, choose housing, multi-story housing, choose a temple, a religious building, and choose a library as 3 typologies, but you need to design them in a contemporary way, and you need to tell me what's Thai about it. I think it was a brilliant exercise. It's just sheer coincidence that you're the discussant.
Yeah.
And then they built models, because the model building is different. There's an American called Anthony Howe, H-O-W-E. Look him up on the internet. He was an unsuccessful painter in New York, and then he got involved with wind sculptures, which work through wind. And he talks about the value of the computer, but also when to drop the computer and get involved with hand making, and how the two together you can make fantastic work. Now reconnect with your craft tradition. People like Kango Kuma and that have launched a whole career reconnecting with craft tradition, because modernism removed craft from the agenda. And modernism itself has shifted. Posenpark has just written an essay in the Plan magazine, the Italian magazine, where he said, what we viewed as heroic modernism has had a shift. It has multiple meanings as it moves along. But you look at the really good architects. We've got Javi and Gwen Fagan in South Africa. They've just turned 90 and they have more energy than me. And they're doing their best work. And he just stayed with modernism through all these years. He didn't get deviated by postmodernism or something. And he's got 2 houses which will be in the top 20 houses of the world, whatever you say. Because you just believe in core principle, you stay with what you do, and then we get someone like Salerno. You just go on the website and you see his work, and it's just an incredible rush of enthusiasm and wonderment what you can do with bricks. So you get back to the material nature of things, and you're not limited like Australia and America. Your money's the same as ours. You pay 10 to the dollar. We pay 12 to the dollar. We used to be 1 to the dollar. And when I was a student. Because you still have labor, so you can still engage with craft and natural things. Those developed countries can't do it. So you end up living in this boring, Gucci, slicky dick environment, which is so incredibly boring. It's terrible. It's like you want to cry for Australians. They can't make anything authentic anymore. It kills you. We have the huge advantage because you can do that.
I think it's a brilliant answer on our education also. I think all the teachers here would agree that we have the same challenge. Our time is up. I think we need to thank Peter Rich for reminding us that architecture is so much more than beautiful buildings, and the making of architecture is so much more than the making of spaces and forms. Thank you so much for such a wonderful presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Peter Rich and Ajahn Tonkao. Now I would like to ask Kun Chana Samplang, the chairman of Architect Expo 2015, to give token of appreciation to Peter Rich and Ajahn Tonkao. And please join the group photo together. Thank you, and there will be a coffee break. Our next session will begin at 4 p.m. Please make sure to have your belongings with you before you leave the room. And for those of you who need CPD score, please don't forget to sign your name at the counter after you leave the room. See you after the break. Thank you.